At the end of the day, remember that the more you include vegetables, regardless of the strategy, the more we rewire our brains to actually desire them and like the taste. I cannot tell you how many times my nutrition clients report to me something along the lines of, I went to visit my sister and she had no vegetables in the house at all. I actually went out and got some myself because I was literally craving them. It just feels wrong to not have them now. And I'm telling you, my friend, that is 100% possible for you too. Do you struggle to stay consistent with healthy eating and just want food decisions to be easy, guilt-free, and sustainable? You're in the right place. Hi, I'm Chelsea, nutritionist and fitness coach who overcame restrictive yo-yo dieting and body image insecurities using simple nutrition tools, all backed by biblical principles. And now I help women like you find that same freedom with food so you can feel confident in the look and health of your body for decades to come. I'm ready to dive in with you. So grab that cute notebook you've been hanging on to and let's go. Do you struggle with staying consistent with healthy eating because it takes so much brain power? First, you have to look for a recipe, then figure out all the ingredients, go get all the stuff for it, measure it all out, have the time to actually put it all together after a long day's work, and then you're still left wondering if it's actually healthy. Sis, listen when I say it does not have to be so difficult, despite what diet culture tells us. Join me on October 23rd for the Food Freedom Formula, my one-day only virtual workshop where I'm going to teach you my exact method to make eating healthy consistently as simple as possible. Like the very thing that has allowed me to move across the country, run a business, serve at church, be a wife, travel the world, break up with tracking macros, and maintain my Miss America physique 8 years after it happened. All without depending on coffee. You can claim your spot in the workshop at coachrain.com/foodfreedom and then mark your calendar for October 23rd, the day you learn how to make the whole eat healthy consistently thing your lifestyle. That's coachreign.com/foodfreedom. And now, welcome to the show. I had a client recently ask me how I make vegetables taste good. She said, I mostly tolerate them because I know they're healthy, but it would be nice to actually like them. And I want her and you to actually like vegetables as well. It makes eating healthy consistently a lot easier. So that is what inspired today's episode. I'm going to give you my top 3 ways to make vegetables taste good or at least taste better. But the first thing I want to say is changing the likes and dislikes of our palate is 100% possible. I have seen it time and time again with my nutrition clients. When we continually minimize our intake of the food products made in factories and simultaneously increase our intake of nature-made foods, it literally rewires our brains to desire the flavors of nature. However, that doesn't happen overnight. And that is why these 3 strategies that I'm about to share with you can help with the gradual increase of vegetable consumption. Starting with number 1, the easiest way to make vegetables taste better is to completely cover them in something you already like. Listen, if we are starting from scratch with vegetables, then anything is better than nothing. So if that means coating them with cheese, pizza sauce, barbecue sauce, butter, your favorite dip, you name it, then let's do it. Don't stress about making them unhealthy by adding flavor enhancers if that's the vehicle that will actually allow you to eat the darn things. One step at a time, we can graduate from those aids down the road, which would look like coating them in seasonings like garlic, salt, pepper, paprika, chili flakes, Italian herbs. This still does a nice job of covering up some of the natural flavors vegetables have to offer without the added mystery ingredients in sauces and dips. Overall, the easiest way to make vegetables taste better is to simply camouflage their flavor with one that you already like. The second strategy I often use with my clients, and if I'm being honest, with my husband, to make vegetables taste better is to experiment with different preparation techniques. There can be a vast difference between raw vegetables, steamed, sautéed, roasted, blanched. Finding the preparation method that resonates can make or break your veggie consumption. Quick story I have to share on this. When I was competing for Miss Iowa, I knew that the majority of the meals we had during the competition week would be sponsored. And when you have to feed a large group of people, it's likely not the healthiest options. I knew it would not be what my body had become accustomed to. And the fact that part of the competition included a fitness component, and when I was competing, it was still in a swimsuit, I didn't want to spend a whole week eating pizza and various restaurant foods only to end the week feeling less than my best in a bikini during the actual competition. So I actually meal prepped breakfasts and dinners for myself to have in my hotel room that entire week. Well, my poor roommate, and Lexi, if you're listening, I'm so sorry I did this. But it did not occur to me that reheating Brussels sprouts in our hotel room every night would leave the place smelling less than delightful. She was a great sport about it, but now I feel terrible that I did that. It became this ongoing joke, and after I became Miss Iowa and spread my message of health and fitness throughout the year, I started to gain a reputation as the girl who loved Brussels sprouts. So much so that people would actually send me pictures of them eating Brussels sprouts because I had inspired them to do so. Well, one of my friends decided to film herself trying Brussels sprouts for the first time, but she made a cardinal mistake. Poor girl steamed an entire bag of Brussels sprouts and ate them plain. If you've ever seen one of those videos of a baby who gets fed a raw onion or a lemon, and their face goes from jovial to absolutely devastated, but then, they keep chewing because they are tough and want to power through, that's exactly what this was like. I can admit steamed Brussels sprouts are arguably the worst way to prepare them. I personally actually love Brussels sprouts in all forms, but I also am pretty hardcore about vegetables. Anyways, I share that story because how you prepare veggies can make a big difference in whether or not you like them. In my experience as a coach, most people tend to prefer veggies that have a crisp or crunchy texture. So for a lot of veggies, roasting them in the oven, or if you have an air fryer, is the best way to prepare them, especially if you're not a big vegetable fan to begin with. Now, that doesn't work well for water-based veggies like a zucchini or leafy greens. Those tend to just wilt and get soggy. But some other techniques that you can try include blanching, which is boiling the vegetables until just about tender and then sticking them in an ice bath to cool down quickly. That'll keep some crunch, but it still cooks them. Or you could try the sauté or pan fry method, which on second thought, that may actually be the simplest way to cook veggies. Literally just throw it in a fry pan with whatever cooking oil you desire. My personal favorite is beef tallow or butter. Okay, so the second strategy to make vegetables taste better is to change up your preparation technique. And one thing I want to note here that I get asked quite a lot is, well, aren't raw vegetables healthier than cooked ones? The short answer, it's complicated. Yes, cooking does change the molecular structure of vegetables and all foods, really. But some studies show that certain vegetables actually benefit from heat exposure. It can make the vitamins and minerals more accessible during the digestive process. We call that having a greater bioavailability. Plus, if your gut isn't happy to begin with, loading it with a bunch of raw vegetable fiber can put you in some major digestive discomfort. Raw broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, green beans, and other cruciferous vegetables are notorious for actually increasing bloating and gassiness. And ultimately, again, if cooking vegetables is the vehicle that allows you to eat more of them, then that's better than none. All right, the final strategy that I'm going to share with you to make veggies taste better is to completely change them. I actually brought this up in a previous episode, number 21, Food Ideas for Picky Eaters. So you can go back and listen to that one too. But sometimes completely changing the vegetable from its original form can help make it more palatable. This can look like blending them into a puree so that you can use it as a sauce, removing the skins and cutting them in an unconventional pattern, grating them, or even pickling them. I have found that sometimes it helps to model the transformation after something you already like. For example, if you like pasta, using a spiralizer to make zucchini noodles can be a good way to incorporate that vegetable. Or this one became popular with the low-carb, no-carb era, but replacing mashed potatoes with cauliflower mash or parsnip puree. Now, I'm not saying you should avoid potatoes and carbs, but if you're struggling to get enough veggies on the plate, that is a creative method that has helped many of my nutrition clients. And grating vegetables so that they're in such small little shreds and pieces that they can easily be incorporated with other foods you know you like. I mean, I could go on and on with this. In fact, there is science that indicates how we cut different foods can alter how they taste. Garlic is a fantastic example of this. Slicing a garlic clove is a much milder flavor than grating or zesting it. Zested garlic packs a punch. So the same can be true of other vegetables as well. If you haven't already, try completely changing the structure of your vegetable to see if you can find a more palatable version. At the end of the day, remember that the more you include vegetables, regardless of the strategy, the more we rewire our brains to actually desire them and like the taste. I cannot tell you how many times my nutrition clients report to me something along the lines of, I went to visit my sister and she had no vegetables in the house at all. I actually went out and got some myself because I was literally craving them. It just feels wrong to not have them now. And I'm telling you, my friend, that is 100% possible for you too. So to go through these 3 strategies to make vegetables taste better one more time, number 1, and what I consider entry level, is to just cover them up with the stuff you like. If we really do not like vegetables at all, cover it in cheese and sauce and different seasonings so that you mask the flavor but still get in the nutrients. From there, strategy number 2, we can try different preparation techniques, change the texture, roast instead of steam, broil instead of raw. That can make a huge difference in whether or not you actually like the vegetable. And then strategy number 3, just change them all together. Mash them up, puree, spiral, shred, pickle. They don't even have to resemble what they looked like coming out of the ground. As long as you can find a way to eat them, that is a win. I pray this episode was helpful to you, my friend. And if you want more value-packed info from me, head to coachrain.com/foodfreedom and secure your spot in the Food Freedom Formula 1-day-only virtual workshop. I'm giving away my exact method for actually seeing results without counting, tracking, or dieting at all, so that you can finally have confidence in what you eat and your body. That's coachreign.com/foodfreedom. And mark your calendar for October 23rd, the day you learn how to make the whole eat healthy consistently your lifestyle. Blessings until next time, sis. Toodles.